Chinasa, thank you so much for stopping by. Always good to see you because it's Thursday. National Sports Festival. Of course, it should be the bedrock of Nigeria's sports development, where the next generation of Nigerian athletes are identified, harnessed, put into a pool, and basically, geared towards success towards future competitions. Now, the man behind the National Sports Festival, the next one, is now the DG of the National Sports Commission, which means that he has extra impetus to pay a lot of attention on this one that is happening in his home state.
Yeah, of course. And the National Sports Festival is something that, like you said, it should be the bedrock for all sporting activities in Nigeria when it comes to, providing talent and rest for all the sports. I would never forget the one, the one. I think the last one I went for was the one that was hosted in Lagos, and it was amazing. The swimming competition, the handball, volleyball. Yo, Nigerians love their sports because I couldn't believe my eyes seeing how packed some of these arenas were. Like the swimming pools were packed, the volleyball courts were packed. Like everything, like people were just clamoring for sports. And yeah, if we tap into it, and like you said, the man in charge now, yeah, he has. Wale talked about him being having lots of people in the private sector. So if we can tap into this, it might just be something that would be hugely beneficial for us in the long run, and also have a sort of continuity, having regular and proper sports festivals in the country.
Well, quick question, guys. It's fast approaching. It's just a few days away. Will we get it hosted in January?
That's a tough question, honestly.
And that's what I'm asking you. You're the expert.
Personally, from what I've seen, the structures, I honestly do not think so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they will host it.
Yeah, well, hold on. Go
I'm keeping my hopes not high.
You don't sound convinced as well.
I do not sound convinced.
Wow. Okay.
You can see what we see.
No, they will host it. Trust me.
Yeah,
they will host it. It might not be up to those standards that you've just reeled out.
But will they host it in January?
They will host it. You know why? They've got at least one ready-made facility, and that's the Remo Star Sports Stadium, which is also going to be like a hub of a lot of things you're going to be doing.
Yeah, but the Rebel Stars facility, if I do recall, is only used for football. There's no tartan track. There's
as
no,
we speak,
there's no
there is a
handball.
basketball court being constructed
What
there.
you also don't know is that the Remo Stars facility also has dormitories that a lot of
Yes,
of course.
it does.
So those are facilities. I mean, Remo Stars has like 4 pitches.
Yeah.
So you can have different football games there. It's going to be like a hub. Then you're going to have the one in Ijebu as well, which is
Shagamu, Abeokuta.
they are being used. Let's be very
So an
honest.
alternative,
There's the one from the
facility.
NYSC, that's in Shagam.
Yeah.
FCABD as well. That's another
Exactly.
option.
So I'm sure that they will find you around it. They will host it in January, but all of those are going to take us to the moon and back now.
Okay. Well, we'll be keeping our fingers crossed, hoping that the National Sports Festival will take place in January, as been proposed, and it will be the stuff of dreams and stuff of legends, basically. Let's move over from Nigeria to the continent now, where we hear that Morocco will replace Mozambique in the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket Qualifiers set to take place in Dakar, Senegal, from the 22nd to the 24th of November. Mozambique withdrew due to ongoing political unrest, and with just days until the tournament, FIBA's Regional Office for Africa selected Morocco based on their performance in the 2025 pre-qualifiers and their FIBA World Rankings. Morocco are ranked 18th in Africa and 97th globally, but they missed out on a spot in the tournament after a loss to Libya earlier this year. Morocco will now join South Sudan, DR Congo, and Mali in Group A, and their last AfroBasket appearance was in 2017, 7 years ago, where they finished 4th, but did not qualify for the 2021 edition. Meanwhile, the lineup for the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket may remain uncertain until the third window of the qualifiers in February, but the stage is now set for an intense battle as 8 teams will clash in Dakar from the 22nd to the 24th of November. Leading the charge in Group A, as you can see on your screen, is top-ranked South Sudan, #1 ranked team in Africa. They will face the DR Congo, Mali, and now Morocco, like we mentioned. And second-ranked Senegal will also be competing in Group C alongside Cameroon, Gabon, and Rwanda. And all eyes will definitely be in this competition because everybody wants to be in Angola. Everybody is fighting to solidify their place in the tournament. So we can expect some really thrilling and high-octane matchups. But take a look at Group B. This is the standings. Don't get it twisted. This is not basically the draws. This is the standings in Group B. After the February window that when Nigeria competed, we lost. all 3 games to Cape Verde, Libya, and Uganda, which means we are bottom of that group. Ahead of the second window, which I think it opens in March next year, Nigeria really has a lot to do up there.
Yeah,
has
definitely.
a lot to do.
Yeah, we do. And I think the question is, what are we doing in terms of preparations? Yes, we've recently, we've had the Nigerian Basketball Premier League that has gone on. But the question is, are the coaches taking a look at the type of talents that could possibly be a part of, the Tigers team? Also, our foreign-based athletes, who is keeping an eye on them, who is scouting them. A couple of days ago, Chimezie Metu got injured, so he's possibly a doubt. And let's not forget that in recent years, the Tigers have not necessarily been fantastic. We've been relying on the prowess and the precedence of the Tigers, who have done us proud in recent times. So I do think that, for the Tigers, they need to reinvent themselves. They need to give us something to speak about in a very good way. I think it's time to build the team around a core. And that core has to be a mix of both the foreign-based players and the local-based players. But the question is, our current local-based players, are they good enough to compete at the international level?
Oh, yeah, I see you. I see you.
They should not just look too far. Rivers Hoopers are good to go. Players from that the crop,
You
especially
serious,
for them
Sonia?
that defended the title, got the 6th title from the Nigeria Premier Basketball League. I think they should be able to get a chunk of players from there and then inculcate them into the national team. Do not look too far. We already have Ogod Odaudu with the national team coaches, so he should be the one to say, oh, this player can go the length for me, this player can achieve this for me. Bring them in from Rivers Hoopers, bring them in from Hoops and Reed. Let's be able to use them for the national team to get this result we want. We need nothing but wins this time around after losing to 3 national teams from the group.
Yeah, Wale, now you've heard Onye, and she's very, very vocal about the fact that she would like to see a Nigerian coach, Ogo Odaudu, who is actually arguably the best basketball coach in Nigeria right now. Don't forget, he was part of the NBA development program after being named best coach in the Basketball League Africa last season. But she's also advocating for for the best players in the Nigerian Premier Basketball League, who played just 12 games this season to form the core of the national basketball team. Put in mind the fact that we have a vast array of talent in North America and in Europe.
Yeah, first things first, who were responsible for the games that led us to this bottom position? You think it was the foreign-based players?
No. There was
it wasn't the foreign-based
Divine, Devin Eke. There was
Basically, it was home-based players who were
I
responsible.
can't remember his name. A few of
Home-based
them.
players that not played in the national,
that's what I'm saying.
in the
Exactly.
domestic league
That
for a
is
long
it.
time.
It is not their fault. It is the
Yeah.
fault of the administrators,
Yeah.
right? But the truth of the matter is, it's time to call the cavalry. And the cavalry are the players who are based abroad. If you want to rescue this campaign, you're going to call upon them. Come next year, February or /March, bring them in. And
So you're not convinced even with what Rivers Hoopers did in the last
what did
Basketball
they
Africa
do?
League?
What did they do?
If my producer can just put that slide back on the screen, you can see exactly the kind of games that Nigeria played, the kind of teams that we played. We played Cape Verde, we played Libya,
Libya,
we lost
Uganda.
to
We lost to
Uganda. We
Uganda,
lost to all these 3 teams. And this is Nigeria we're talking
And
about.
we went through
former African champions.
Yeah, we went through the
There is a strong possibility that we might not be at AfroBasket next year. But Chinas, I have to come to you as well, because you're based in the United States now. You've obviously been keeping an eye on the current NBA season, seeing a few Nigerians in the mix as well. And with what we're seeing now, there's a strong possibility that Nigeria might not be at AfroBasket unless in the March window we win all 3 games and put ourselves back in contention.
Today, but Wale and the guys, why are we acting surprised? Why are we acting? Why are we acting like it's a new story? Or since we won the AfroBasket, was it in 2013 or 2015? It has gone downhill since then. We know about the infighting in the basketball federations, the two federations, and all that. What are we expecting? Like, I'm sorry, if you don't plan, if you don't put plans in place, like 5, 10, 15, 20-year plans in place, this is what will happen. So we should stop acting like, oh no, what happened to our basketball? Like we all know what has been happening to our basketball. Now we want to just go and call all those players that are here in the United States and all around Europe. Have you forgotten how they were treated? How some of them were treated? What made some of them not come to the national team and play, not playing for the national team anymore? So I'm sorry, but I just have to go with what Onyinye says. We just have, let's go with what we have. Maybe you just have you need to start building again with a new foundation, and hopefully, if the administrations have sorted themselves out, and you cannot just go and because you think you're Nigeria, you're the giant of Africa, and all that, you just go there. Nah, all those other teams, South Sudan, look at how they have become, how well they've become.
They are Africa's #1 ranked team right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not handed to you. You have to work towards it. And we haven't done our due diligence. We haven't done anything since we won the AfroBasket. And yeah, so it's not surprising. I agree with Onyinye. The boys that are playing for the River Supers boys that went to the BAL, bring a couple of boys from the Hoops and Reeds. You have to start somewhere. Because if you cannot just paper over the cracks, we need to qualify. Let's call up all those players from the NBA, the G League, the colleges, Europe, and after that you treat them the way you treat them the last time, and it all goes to smithereens again. So yeah, let's temper our expectations. We are not what we used to be. We can be. We have the talent to be, but right now we don't have the administration, and nothing is happening. So let us go with what we have, and whatever we get from it, let's use it as a building block. If we're serious,
for the future.
have a plan. 5, 10, 15, 20-year plan, and then we can go forward from there.
It's an interesting question, guys, because you look at the fact that the current status of the Nigeria Premier Basketball League is not exactly competitive. The champion played only 12 games, right? Where in the NBA, they play as many as what, 45, 60 games before you get to the playoffs as well?
82 games.
This super players will not play till March.
I don't also forget the fact that this MPF, the MBBF board, there's also civil strife currently going on as well. We heard that the board is up in arms, especially against the president, Musa Kida. They said that he took a unilateral decision to hold the Final 8 in Port Harcourt, that they were not consulted. So there's drama currently going on there right now. So I don't know about you, but
us to go and win something.
I don't know. But guys, let's move on. Let's still talk some more basketball. We heard that the Basketball Africa League today announced that the league's milestone 5th season will actually tip off on Saturday, the 5th of April, at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Sports Complex in Rabat, Morocco, and culminate with a 2025 BAL Finals. That's on the 14th of June. At the Sunbet Arena in Pretoria, South Africa, marking the first time that the final will be held in South Africa. Wale, quickly, this one's for you. You were talking the other day about how BAL really has no, it pretty much does nothing for African or Nigeria basketball. Yeah. Well, I was digging into that, and here's something for you. The Basketball League Africa have actually come out with a statement. It says BAL continues to produce talents ready to shine on the international stage. Players like Haman Malach, Thierry Serge Darian, Ulrich Komche, and Divine Eke have demonstrated that African basketball is making significant strides worldwide. Malach, after an impressive season with the City Oilers, dominated in the group stage of the BAL. He's now on a scholarship at Duke University, positioning him to be in line as one of the top prospects for the 2025 NBA draft. Ulrich Komche also made history by being drafted 57th overall by the Memphis Grizzlies in the 2024 NBA draft, becoming the first NBA Academy Africa prospect to enter the league. Komche is currently playing for the Raptors 905 in the NBA G League as well. And of course, Thierry Serge, Divine Eke have also transitioned to the NBA G League, further solidifying BAL's role as a gateway to global basketball. They were talking to you.
BAL knows that because you play G League doesn't mean you excel in the NBA.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're just saying that there's a pathway.
Because you're a star in your under-20 World Cup doesn't mean you make it big time. That's the truth. But the BAL is reeling out its success stories. How does this translate to Nigerian basketball? Let's be very honest. Divine Eke is an individual. I'm talking about how this translates to those shenanigans in the MBBF, how they can organize themselves and give us a proper and a true season. That's the truth.
Okay.
So I think BAL is in its right to reel out success story. I'm very much delighted about that. It's good for the optics. I mean, Ball is, I mean, watch ball and you get a feeling that you are probably in an NBA
I get the impression.
setting.
I get the impression, Wale, that you're saying we shouldn't really depend on Bal. We should actually be telling our own stories, building our own
God bless
structures,
you for that.
developing
That's
our
what
own
I'm
players.
saying.
That's what you're saying.
Let's try to develop our own, and we'll realize that season on, Rivers Hoopers will not be the only ones going to Bal. Because right now you only have Rivers Hoopers who are blowing everyone out. Why? Because they are the richest, biggest, and the best club in Nigeria.
Okay, speaking about the biggest and the richest, we heard that LeBron James, the NBA's all-time leading scorer, and LA Lakers star man, announced yesterday that he's stepping away from social media. James shared the news on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram, where he has 52.9 million and 159 million followers, respectively. The announcement started with James reposting a message from Rich Klayman, his longtime manager, and the move comes out shortly after James addressed criticism that he faced online, where people said people frequently accused him of lying, and this happened when he claimed to have watched college games of Dalton Knecht, a player the LA Lakers drafted this year. Well, it is what it is. A lot of people can't handle the heat of social media. You know what they say? If you can't handle the heat,
they're always on him.
Exactly.
He tells lies.
If you can't handle the heat, just get out of the kitchen. So you're just leaving them. You people be throwing stones at each other. Leave me alone. Finally on this part of the show, yes, we have to talk the NFL. That's your forte, Chinasa. We heard that the Pittsburgh Steelers are coming off a big win against the Baltimore Ravens and have sole possession of first place in AFC North and second seed in the conference. They go to another hostile territory, and the Cleveland Browns are not having the best season as well, but they still want to get an upset against a big division rival. What's going on tonight?
Yeah, this one has a particular interest to me because I'm a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and but like I always tell you, I don't know why they've been doing it, but like this is the third week in a row where what Thursday night football will be a division game, a division rivalry, and look at the records. Pittsburgh Steelers are 8-2, the Browns are 2-8, but like I always say, when it comes to the division games, throw that all away, throw it out on the window because for starters. For some reason, Thursday night football has been very bad for the Steelers coach, Mike Tomlin. He has a 2-8 record, 2 wins and 8 losses. And when it comes to division, and that is on the road, and when it comes to division rivals on Thursday night football, he is 0-6. He has not won one Thursday night's game on the road against division rivals. Yes, that's why I say throw away the records. These people are bitter rivals. The Steelers they are top first place. They are top of the AFC North, but when it comes to the particular one, you look at the form, you look at everything, you say the Steelers should win this, but look at the record, look at everything that happens when, and also the Steelers just played the Baltimore Ravens, which is the most physical rivalry in the NFL. Anytime those two teams play each other, there are lots of injuries, there are lots of wear and tear, and now they are turning around in just 4 days, unfortunately for the Steelers.
So that should give the Browns some kind of hope that they might be facing a defeated team
against another division rival in the Browns. So looking at the form and everything, you say the Steelers should win, but with everything I've told you, Mike Tomlin having never won a road division game on Thursday night, the Steelers haven't won at the Brown Stadium. They've lost 4 of the last 5 games they've played at that particular stadium.
Wow.
So
and also coming off a very physical game against the Ravens as well. It might be really tough for them on the night.
This particular one, I would like the Steelers to win, but with everything I've just
told you. Your bias is showing. Pittsburgh fan, your bias is showing. Thank you so much.